Hey guys, it's Stacy from My Petite Garden. Thank you so much for watching today. So in this video, I actually wanted to share with you guys some plants in my collection that I feel are pretty underrated. Plants that I think people don't talk about as much or enough of. Myself included, people love their Hoyas, philodendrons, but I feel like some of these plants I'm going to share with you today are just as deserving of some extra airtime, and hopefully it'll spark some interest in some of you into adding maybe one or two of these into your collection. So as always, thank you so much for all of your support, and please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and let's get into the video.
Okay, starting off, we have my variegated lipstick plant that I actually get a lot of questions on. Some of you guys asked me about that pink plant I have in some of my videos, and so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to highlight it. Normally, the variegated version of the lipstick plant has white on green variegation. However, because I keep this one directly under a grow light, it now has this stressed pink color, and some of the leaves have a purplish margin around the foliage. I also have another one that I did not grow under a grow light, and it has a more normal white on green coloration to it. Next is the Huperzia Squarrosa. I hope I pronounced that right. It's also known as a tassel fern, however it's not a true fern. I first encountered this plant in person at the botanical garden, and I completely fell in love with this strange looking plant. A lot of people grow this plant with it hanging down like a tassel, but I currently have it growing upright. Hopefully later on I can grow it like a tassel as well. These are epiphytic plants that enjoys higher humidity, so I currently have mine growing in just moss and cocoa coir chunks, and it sits by my humidifier and it's been doing really well. This is my Phyllanthus Mirabilis. This guy is a Caldex plant, so it does have that big chunky woody trunk at the base. For the most part, this guy will look like a potato, but once the beautiful leaves start to sprout, it is honestly one of the most beautiful things to witness. The foliage it puts out is absolutely stunning, and the color of the foliage reminds me of a rainbow of autumn colors with the different shades of brown, red, green, and almost some silvery blue color. The leaves also fold up at nighttime in pairs, so that is also very fun to watch. Something to keep in mind with Caldex plants is to be patient. For most of the time, you'll probably just be staring at a potato essentially, but if you are patient and wait for it to sprout, you will be pleasantly surprised. Next is my variegated Corpuscularia Lehmannii, also known as an ice plant. This is another one that I get quite a bit of questions on. This is a succulent, and I've always been intrigued with this one because I really like the little roundish bubble-like blue-green leaves, but I never actually brought myself to actually get one. But when I saw this variegated one, I knew it was finally time to add one to my collection. I have to admit I don't do the best with succulents, but this guy has done pretty good under my care. Although the variegated version of this plant is beautiful, if you can't get your hands on the variegated one, I think the regular blue-green one is really stunning as well and definitely worth a try. Next, I have a couple of Rhipsalis that I want to share. This first one is the Rhipsalis Pilocarpa. I honestly fell for this plant because of how quirky and weird looking it is. It has these long, hairy, stringy foliage, and I especially like it when it grows little arms, almost like it's branching off. And when it starts trailing, the foliage is so beautiful when it dangles down. I also think that this particular plant adds a lot of texture to a plant space, which I personally really appreciate. This is the Rhipsalis Oblonga. I love the slightly oval petal-like shaped foliage on this one. And this is also quite quirky looking and almost odd looking as well. And I find that with a lot of Rhipsalis, they're actually very interesting looking and provides a lot of very unique texture. And because these are native to the jungle understories, I try to keep these closer to a humidifier and away from any strong direct sunlight. This is my Peperomia Hope. I think if you are a Hoya lover, this particular Peperomia should interest you since it is very Hoya-like. It has round succulent leaves and makes a beautiful trailing plant. I'm particular to succulent type Peperomias because I find them so much easier to care for. I also really like round coin-like foliage, so this one checks all the boxes for me. Okay, we have reached the last plant, and this is my husband's green onion, or scallions. We literally just stuck these in water and they grew so alarmingly fast. I honestly could not believe it. I have never grown any edibles before, so this was definitely a proud moment, and I couldn't help slipping it into this video for fun. so I hope you guys don't mind.
Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found it interesting, and if you have any more questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will definitely try to get back to you. And please remember to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!